All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. I'm gonna say all praise and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakar Kadash. All right, double honors to our apostle, El's Great Millstone. Peace and mercy be unto the Lord's elect out there, teaching the word in truth and sincerity. All right, I'm your brother Amar, coming back at you with another video. Real quick, man, I just want to touch into like the, the things that Solomon spoke about in pretty much the first and second chapter of Ecclesiastes, and excuse me, as you know, man, it pretty much goes into the vexation of spirit, man. All right, being vexed with this place that we're in, man, pretty much the shit don't stop. All right, it's going, for the most part, it's gonna be like this all the way until Yahushua comes back. So it's just something that you just gotta kind of acknowledge and more importantly come to grips with. Some brothers got more rough than others, but whatever your lot is, your lot is. But without further ado, let me just get into it, man. This is the book of Ecclesiastes in the scripture. Chapter 1, verse 1. It said, "The words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem, vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, vanity of vanities, all is vanity." Now, when you examine just that second verse right there, like I'm gonna get some more. She said, "Vanity of vanities, vanity of vanities, all is vanity," and really it is, man. Everything that we do here on earth, man. Like if you got a hobby or you got really something like outside of the the preaching and the ministry of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and forwarding the will of the Heavenly Father is really vain. You know what I mean? Like I said, yeah, and mind you, it's not necessarily wicked though. Some of those things aren't necessarily wicked. Spending time with your family and all that. That's not necessarily wicked, but in a sense, it is vain. You know what I mean? And everything like outside of scriptures is vain, man. All right, but the one thing that is not vain is doing the will of the Lord, man. Preaching, just edifying the church. You know what I mean? And just pretty much doing things that like His will. All right, so let me just keep reading. All right, I'm gonna jump down. To verse 13. All right, it says, "And I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sore travail have Yahweh given to the sons of men to be exercised therewith." So King Solomon, all right, he was the wisest king on earth. Like I said, and Yahushua, that was his reincarnation. Or King Solomon, or vice versa, was reincarnated as a Yahushua, all right, which like says the same spirit. But that's why he was so wise. That's why he's the wisest king to be known, and that's why it was gonna be no scripture talk about he was gonna be no greater king after him. But fast forward, Yahushua came on saying that we talking about Yahushua, because Yahushua was known as a king, and then it said at the time of Solomon they said there will be no greater king than him. But like I said, Yahushua, he called him King of Kings, Lord of Lords. So Yahushua, that not only would have to be him, but that is him. And like I said, there's various other things too. Like the one in second Samuel 7 chapter, like around 14, 15. All right, so he shall be chastised with the scourges or the whips of men. All right, roughly paraphrasing it. But staying on topic, it says, "I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit." It says that which, and then see the ultimate conclusion that you come to of doing things that's outside of the truth or whatever, that's vain in a sense, is like, some of those things might have substance, but it's like at the end of the day, like how King Solomon was talking about in the same book, all right, about how you labor for a man can labor his ass off and work for all these carnal possessions and things that men can obtain on earth, whether that be people, actual slaves, or whether that be just tangible objects. You still gonna have to fucking die and then get it to somebody else. You see, that's why he says it's just vain, man. But doing the work, scripture say, "He that doeth the will of the Lord will live forever," man. And the main, because men, we deal with legacy when it come to legacy. That's what men are really after. You know what I mean? Like they show that in that movie Troy. Achilles, he was talking about what the one dude that he was talking, Achilles was talking to, how he got Achilles to participate in that war, that major war. It was the legacy part, how his name was gonna be remembered. You know what I mean? And that's what he was obsessed with, and that's what men are obsessed with. Period. How am I gonna be how am I going to be remembered in history? What will people say about me? So forth and so on. All right, and that goes back to the beginning of time. All right, but that's why that's why doing the will of the Lord is not in vain. All right, because the works that our forefathers did, man, they're remembered. All right, and people still talk about them to this very day. Here it is. We're in the year 2020. We're in the year 2019, going in the year 2020. All right, and people still talking about Paul. People still talk about Yahweh Shai, who they call Jesus. People still talk about Matthew. His other 12 disciples. All right, and various other iconic figures that's a part of history. Even them heathens, man. They even still talk about Alexander the Great and all the motherfuckers. All right, them heathens. I mean, excuse my language. I ain't talking about the men of our nation, but it's the legacy part. All right, so that's why it goes back to my point. Serving the Lord is not vanity. You know what I mean? But let me see. Let me jump down. Let me jump down to probably verse 16. It says, I commune with my own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. So the more, and that's crazy too, because the more wisdom, if you're a man that loves wisdom, the Lord opens your spirit up, you know what I mean? And that word open, when you go to in the book of Luke, it goes to the Greek word dianogo, all right, which means to pretty much to become a lover of knowledge, all right? You know what I mean? To love learning, all right? So even if you're a man that apply yourself to know wisdom and really understand, history and how society and how the world, pretty much operates and all that, that's a vexation of spirit. Why? Because in that process of you obtaining wisdom, you getting vexed within your spirit, because like the scripture just read, the last verse, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow, man. That's why you see brothers like on the highways and byways, we, sometimes, like I said, brothers, we might seem like we joking around here and there, but we're dead serious. And then in another sense, we're vexed, man. You know what I mean? Brothers is catching hell. You know what I mean? Brothers got, bags up under their eyes and so forth and so on, man. It's because we catching hell, and you at the same time we increasing in wisdom, man. All right, understanding what the will of the Lord is and learning things. And it's like the more stuff you learn and research, you just ultimately come to the conclusion like, damn, shit is fucked up, man. All right. Now jumping to chapter 2, and I'm gonna close it out with this chapter. This is Ecclesiastes 2 verse 1. And I said in my heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. I made me great works. I builded me houses. I planted me vineyards. I made gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water to water there with the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. I said also I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that there in Jerusalem before me. So Marjorie said, this is like a list of all the stuff King Solomon said he had possession of, man. And look what's going to be the conclusion of all this. I gathered me also silver and gold and the peculiar treasures and the kings of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. So not only he had all these possessions, but he also, that wisdom still remained in him. It says, and whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of my life. I said, of my labor. I say, excuse me. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. So that's ultimately what the conclusion that he came to, man. All is vanity and vexation of spirit. After seeing all those things that he's seen, and beholding the things that he behold in his time, and acquiring all those things, possessions that he had, that I just read off. You know the conclusion that he came to. He looked on all that like, damn, this is all vanity, man. You know what I mean? It's all vanity, man. It ain't worth nothing, man. That's why ultimately, man, serving the Lord is the best thing that we can possibly do as Israelite men. It don't get no better than that. Yeah, there's I don't say pros and cons, but yeah, there's ups and downs in it, and whatever. And it's like, it might not be the best situation, you put in, because being a prophet or a potential prophet, man of the Lord, and the man of the Lord, you run into all type of problems that, like, that it just seems like it intensifies. Because all Israel's under the curses, but when you're a man of the Lord, man, you seem like you just catch hell. It seems like you catch extra curses on top of the curses, man. But hey, that's what the Lord wanted his men to go through to purify them. So, yeah, like, hey, what can we do, man? Like my man Max Holloway say, hey, it is what it is, man. But hey, I pray this edifying, man. With that, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakar Kadash. All right, double honors to our apostle, Israel Millstone. All right, salutations to you, you Akim out there that's teaching the word in true sincerity. Shalom, Bible Ball.